First things first, guys. How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
Good to hear. So before we talk about the music, I'd like to jump back a little bit. Do you remember your first impressions of each other?
Yeah, we do. I was doing playing some music in the earlier days with a friend of mine, and he actually left to play drums in a screamo band. Okay. And yeah, a mutual friend got us in touch with each other, and I ended up going around to Ryan's place. I didn't know him at the time, and yeah, we just started playing some music together in his like back little garage, and kind of just worked. So
yeah. I don't really it's funny, I don't really remember thinking anything in particular. We kind of were just like, let's play some music.
Okay.
It wasn't really like, oh, this guy seems cool or anything like that. It was just like,
just
let's jam and see what happens.
Yeah.
So at that point, the music was definitely a big part already of
yeah, like most of my family, they're all musicians, so it kind of like runs in our family at least. Ryan, it's a different story.
Yeah, I kind of had no music, really. I played a little bit of piano as a kid, and then I don't know, towards the end of high school, I just became obsessed with music and just non-stop.
What changed?
Angus and Julia Stone.
Yeah, I went to a music festival called Woodford Folk Festival in Australia, and I don't know, some friends of mine were like, oh, we're gonna go see this band, Angus and Julia Stone. And I was like, never heard of them. And they're like, oh, it's just acoustic stuff. I'm like, oh, I probably won't like it. I was listening to hip hop and rap and nothing else at the time. And then we went along, and I was just listening, and I was like, I just kind of dig this. And then just slowly but surely, I just started listening to more and more of that music, and then I started playing guitar and singing those songs, and it just kind of took over my world. So.
You mentioned also a screamo band. So when did that kind of?
Oh, that was a friend that I was playing with.
Okay.
No, not this Ryan. He was actually called Ryan as well. Right. But yeah, he left to play drums for a totally different genre.
Because I was gonna say that's quite the switch in music.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But you say you grew up in a musical family.
Yeah.
So what kind of music would be played at your?
It's my brother plays in an alternative rock band, and a alternative pop band. And then my dad, he's written a few albums as well. He just he plays in a cover band. He just goes around pubs and plays with a band, and just writes some of his own music. So yeah. And then Mum teaches piano, and she played flute. And then my sister, she plays piano as well. So yeah, everyone's pretty musical, and I guess I just enjoy acoustic indie folk stuff. So that's kind of what we fell into.
So, when you met, what was the timing like? Were you both searching for a career in music? Were you both?
No, not at all. I was a carpenter at the time, and yeah, I just love music. So I just wanted to play some music with someone, and yeah, we didn't really have any expectations at all. We just wrote some songs together, and yeah, kind of just released them on Soundcloud. And yeah, got some hype about it, and people started to talk about it. So we kind of just made it maybe we should actually do this for a career. So yeah, I stopped doing carpentry, and
yeah. I was halfway through an engineering degree, which I finished. I was planning to be an engineer, and then I went over to Canada and did some traveling. And while I was over there, we released the songs on SoundCloud, like Matt said, and blogs picked it up, and next thing we were maybe we can do music. It wasn't really something that
It was actually really funny because we were both traveling, and while we were traveling, people started to view these songs, and there was some hype about it. And our first ever show together, we actually met up in Toronto and lived there for a few months to write some new music. But our first ever show, one of our songs already had 1 million plays on SoundCloud. So. And we hadn't played live before, so
we were terrible. It was a terrible show.
It was
really bad.
So yeah, it was just we had to kind of play catch up over these past few years and get our live show to a place that kind of matched the recordings. And
then obviously, I suppose you didn't expect that it would take off like that. That's fine.
Yeah, no, we had no idea.
If in hindsight, then now looking back on it, why do you think people latched onto it?
I
I
don't know.
still don't know. Like I don't know. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the right person heard it and shared it, and then it got to the right people's ears. But we still say like, we know so many bands that we love that are like, their music's not really getting heard, and we're like, why does our music get so many streams? Or yeah, I think part of it is just luck. I don't know.
Yeah.
The industry is so like competitive. Can't
Right.
really explain it.
And then was this the Woods, or was it a different track?
Yeah, it was called The Woods. So we wrote 3 songs first together, and that was one of them. And that was the one that Blog started blogging about, and yeah, kind of set up our career. So
If you go back to the moment when you wrote it, then do you remember what kind of mindset you were in, or where kind of the initial spark for that song came from?
Yeah, I think like because both of us, like I was doing engineering, Matt was doing carpentry, and we both like had a passion for traveling, and we were kind of like stuck in the mundane of working like or studying like all day, 5 days a week. So I think it just sparked out of that like this desire to escape the mundane and just go out somewhere in the woods, or like
live life. So.
yeah.
And because you mentioned traveling, and you obviously ended up in Canada, so that was already an element in that kind of wanderlust that we'll get to. But so that was already there before you started writing those songs.
Yeah, like I'd done heaps of like surfing road trips, and I've been to Indonesia a few times, and yeah, like traveling definitely inspired the song. So we're both like really passionate about traveling and yeah, just like experiencing like new things in life. So it's just kind of just what came out for those songs.
I wrote one line down, I think, from The Woods. We all need a place to hide. I wondered where that came from.
It's kind of like the idea that sometimes you just need to get away. Like sometimes people just, like you can see it as well, especially we've just been in London, people are just like non-stop going. It's like sometimes you just need a place to hide and get away from it all. Like just life can, like you can make life stressful, but it doesn't have to be, you know?
Right.
It's so easy to get caught up in just like what everyone else is doing and like missing like what the point of life is and seeing like how beautiful the world is. So yeah.
But even like for some people, traveling might not be that place. Like even music might be that thing like where they can hide and get away from it, even just in their head, like just a way of escaping like stress in life.
But yeah, because I was gonna. Well, obviously you weren't escaping to, Brisbane or anything, right?
We weren't escaping.
We weren't trying to escape kind of where you grew up in, but it's more the type of lifestyle that.
Yeah, in a way, because Brisbane's not the best place to live. But it was definitely like for like as a whole, like just seeing people being caught up in things as well. So trying to just inspire people to actually go do something they enjoy and live life. So
because one of the things, and going into the Wanderlust album, one of the things that kind of struck me is kind of, and maybe I'm totally off with this, but the search for belonging or to find a place where you can. That you can call your home in a sense, but I'm not sure if is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a sense of like sometimes people can explore and go everywhere trying to find something, but sometimes home is where just like your friends and family are. Even though you might not like the place so much, sometimes it's just like that's what feels like home because that's where like really your life is, because that's where your friends and your family and everything are. So it's kind of like almost a catch-22. Like traveling is a way of getting away from all of that, and you can search for something, and you can find beautiful things in nature and see some incredible things all around the world. Like we saw some beautiful parts of the world, and but yeah, at the end of the day, like those places, although they might be really special, they don't have that same feeling of home that home does. So Yeah.
at least the community, like your friends, like
Right.
yeah, you get in a group and yeah, it's just you kind of miss that when you're away sometimes.